Working with Metadata Manager, scanning and managing metadata. The agenda, scanning and managing metadata. This covers scanning metadata, adding tables, adding columns, deleting tables and columns, scheduling metadata scans, updating table properties and updating column properties, validating data, assigning code sets to columns, viewing workflow logs of tables and viewing workflow logs of columns, associating tables, and associating columns. Getting started with Irwin Metadata Manager. Click on the menu icon to access the Irwin DI modules. Go to Data Catalog. Select Metadata Manager. You can harvest or scan metadata from data sources in the Metadata Manager. Scanning metadata. Create new environment. Right-click the system node under a system. Scanning metadata from SQL Server DB. The new environment page. Enter appropriate values in the mandatory fields. SQL Server as the data source type. Add connection parameters. Test the connection. Connection with the database established successfully. Save and exit. The new environment is created and stored in the environment tree. Scan metadata. Once the environment is created and the connection details are in place, we can scan source or target metadata. Right-click the environment node. Metadata Scan Step 1 wizard appears. Select or unselect the appropriate database schema to scan: tables, views, synonyms. Select the metadata scanning options to perform. Press the arrow to move to the next step or the X to cancel. Metadata Scan Step 2 wizard. Select or unselect specific tables or views if necessary. Press the Save button to perform the scan or the X to cancel, or the arrow button to the left to go back. Metadata is scanned successfully and saved under the environment node. Adding tables. Right-click on Environment Node, Add Table/Component. Add New Table page appears. Select appropriate values in the fields, schema name and table name as mandatory. Click Save, and the table is added to the environment. Adding columns. Right-click on Table, Add Column/Field. Add New Column page appears. Select appropriate values in the fields. Column name is mandatory. Click Save, and the column is added to the table. Deleting tables. Right-click on Environment and click Delete Tables/Components. The Delete Tables page appears. Select Tables and click Delete. Deleting columns. Right-click on Column and click Delete Columns/Fields. Scheduling metadata scans. Right-click on Environment and click Schedule Metadata Scan. The Job Scheduler page appears. Enter the appropriate values in the fields. Click Schedule to schedule metadata scans. The metadata scan is scheduled and the scheduled job appears in the Scheduled Jobs tab. Metadata is scanned at the scheduled time and the environment is updated. Updating table properties. Click a table. Click Table Properties tab. The Table Properties pane appears. Click Edit and enter appropriate values in the fields. Enter appropriate values. The field marked with the red asterisks are mandatory. Click Save and the table properties are updated. Updating column properties. Click a column. Click Column Properties tab and the Column Properties page appears. Click Edit. Enter the appropriate values in the fields. Fields marked with a red asterisk are mandatory. Click Save and the column properties are updated. Validating data. Validate the data in the environment at the table and column levels. The data is validated against the forms, table properties or column properties associated with the environment. Right-click on Environment and hover over Validate Data. To validate tables, columns in the environment. The data is validated. The columns or tables which fail mandatory field criterion are marked in red. The columns or tables which fail regular expression criteria are marked with orange. Export the validations validation report, and it's downloaded in Excel format. Assigning code sets to columns. Click a column. Click Valid Values tab. Click Assign or Remove Code Sets. Select the code set and click Save. Assigning code sets to columns. Code sets are saved under the Valid Values tab. Download the valid value grid in Excel format. Viewing workflow logs of tables. Click a table. Click Workflow Log tab, and the current workflow log status of the selected table is shown. Expand or hide users and roles to view users and roles assigned to all the stages. Export image. Download the workflow log image. Viewing workflow logs of columns. Click the column. Click Workflow Log tab. The current workflow log status of the selected column is shown. Expand or hide users and roles to view the users and roles assigned to all the stages. Export image to download the workflow log image. Associating tables. Click the required table. Click the Associations tab. Click Asset Type from the drop-down. Click the plus symbol to proceed to Relationship Association page. The Relationship Associations page appears. Select Relationship Name, select Asset Type, click Save, and the asset is added to the table. Add, edit, or delete associations. The asset is added to the table. Associating columns. Click on the required column, click the Associations tab, click Asset Type from the drop-down. Click the plus symbol to proceed to Relationship Associations page. The Relationship Association page appears. Select Relationship Name. Select Asset Type. Click Save, and the asset is added to the column. You can add, edit, or delete associations. And again, here you can see the asset added to the column. For more information, please visit irwin.com.